Today's workout begins with a dumbbell or kettlebell swing. For the dumbbell or kettlebell swing, you'll take a single dumbbell or a kettlebell. Interlace your fingers around the handle if you have a single dumbbell. You're going to set your feet basically in squat stance. Heels just outside shoulder width. Your shoulders are down and back. Your arms are against your thighs, and your dumbbell or kettlebell will be right under your crotch. From there, we're pushing our hips back into the starting position. Our hips are back, our arms are still pulling back into the thighs, chest is up, core is tight. We initiate this movement by bringing the hips forward and up, thrusting those hips, extending the legs. From there, the arms swing up and they lock out overhead. We push the shoulders up for that lockout. We have the knuckles directly over the shoulders, over the hips, over the ankles. From here, bring it down. Make sure you lean back as those straight arms come down, so you can resist it pulling you forward, and you're back to the starting position. Now we're cycling this movement, so you just want to get that lockout and come right back down. Again, don't let it pull you forward, lean back as it comes down. If your dumbbell is too light, you have the option to use 2 dumbbells. It's the same action. You'll put both of those dumbbells between your legs, and you'll thrust your hips, locking them out overhead. It's a little more difficult, but if your dumbbells are light, that can work. If you don't have dumbbells at all, you can use a loaded bag or a plate. You might need to take your feet further apart. Same action. Our second movement today is an alternating lateral lunge to squat. So we're going to break down both of the pieces to this movement before we go into the full movement. Our first piece is the lateral lunge. For the lateral lunge, we get our feet nice and wide apart, very wide apart, and we're going to squat to one side. So we push the hips back and over to one side. The free leg goes straight, the toes come up off the floor. Then we drive up to standing, pushing through the heel. Let's see it on the other side. Pushing the hips back into that side, getting down. We want to get the hips lower than the knee, just like a usual squat. Leg is out straight, stand up fully. So we'll do some reps of that to warm up. We also have the squat in this complete movement. So we'll go over the squat. The heels just outside the shoulders. We just pull straight down into the squat. Hips lower than the knees, just like with that lateral lunge. Chest is up. Okay, so putting this together, we start in the lateral lunge. We go to that one side of the lateral lunge, and as we stand up, we bring the foot in to our squat stance. In the squat stance, we go down into a squat. Go to the other side, step out to that lateral lunge. You need to step out wide, that leg is straight. We drive up, and we move the foot in immediately to squat stance and go down into a squat. One more time. Okay, our third and final movement today, we have a plank to squat. This is also known as a half burpee. It's part of the burpee, the part where your feet go back and your feet slide in. So we start out in a good strong plank. Hopefully you don't have a cat underneath you. From here, we're going to jump into a squat. So we got to really slide those feet in and then establish the squat with the chest up. Put the hands back on the floor, hop back into that plank. Just move in and out of these 2 movements. You want to slide your feet, keep them close to the floor if you want to make this smooth, not make too much noise.